Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for this time next year. So we're going to look at where you will be in October of 2025. In your first row for your current general energies, or for the general energies of this time next year, you have this endings and beginnings card, and you also have this acceptance and eccentric card. This moose card that says eccentric and acceptance on it, always reminds me that, you have to accept that your life isn't going to be like anyone else's. So, you might as well not even bother comparing yourself to other people, which we shouldn't be doing anyway. But sometimes I feel with that card, that it can kind of represent comparing, or, comparing where you are at in life to other people. And it basically says, well, your journey is unique. Yours is much different. So why would you want to be like anyone else anyway? And I kind of feel that it's encouraging you to embrace that. And you even have the Five Wands right here. And the Five Wands is a card of conflict or competition. And I always say that the Five Wands is a great card for learning from the competition. It doesn't say compare yourself, but, part of the solution to the Five Wands is to just educate yourself on what you might not be doing or what you could be doing differently, and to learn from competition, which is fine. And that's what I would recommend. You start with the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness and learning something new. And so a lot of you, I actually feel like a lot of newness. I feel like you're going to be in a completely different place in a year. You have these cards of transition showing up here. You have this, I thought this other card, it says revisit on it, but I thought it said something else. But again, I think that for a lot of you, you could be in a much different place in a good way. You even have this come to the edge card at the end. And that come to the edge, I feel like I say this to you every single reading, but, the come to the edge card says you need to push yourself to that point where you would normally give up, and then just go just a little bit farther. And if you do that, then you will probably, discover new things. You will discover a new life. And I feel that's what the Page of Pentacles is saying. You have the Four of Swords. I also get rapid healing. I'm not a doctor. I have no clue what I'm talking about. Do not take this as medical advice, but I do get something about a healing, or you going through a healing. You even have the Temperance card right next to this Four of Swords, and you go from the Temperance card to the Six of Swords. Just adding this all up and putting it all together, it looks like some sort of healing to me, or improving your health, or it could just be one of those things where maybe health becomes more important to you than it normally is. So again, not a bad thing. I would say this is a positive message, obviously. You also have the Ace of Cups, which is also great for your health. And you always get the Ace of Cups with me, or the Queen of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is really about following your heart. Again, for the next 20 years, this is your job as a Taurus, is that your heart is telling you that you want something, but are you going to get it? That is the big question for Taurus. And I think as long as you make inspired decisions, then you will feel really good. It's when you make those decisions that go against your heart, I feel like that's when you will feel really bad. And I feel this is a lesson that you've already learned, Taurus. It's I don't need to even tell you this, because I feel like you already know. It's you already know that when something feels off, it's probably off. When something feels good, it's probably going to be good for you. So, again, I think the Ace of Cups is just simply saying, follow your heart. And, the Ace of Cups, here's the other thing that I'm getting here, just in this whole bottom row here, is that, things don't have to be so hard. The Ace of Cups has this nice flow to it. So, if you're working on projects or businesses or relationships or whatever, and if it's a grind, if it's hard, I feel like the Ace of Cups is encouraging you to get away from those things or transform them, because of the transition card and also the Temperance card here. Again, I don't think we have to cut everything out of our lives either. I think there's balance here, is what I'm trying to say. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, walking away from things that no longer serve you. I basically just said that. So, I think that you could be, I feel like between now and this time next year, you are. With the Four of Swords, you have the Three of Wands, which is a card of expansion and growth. So, again, really good for health as well. This can say that you're discovering new ways to improve your health, or you're discovering new things that could help improve something. It's I also, again, people always ask me, they're like, why can't you talk about health? I'm like, well, actually, it's illegal. It's illegal for tarot readers there is a law that says that we can't give health diagnoses and things like that. But what I will say is I feel like there's something small that's annoying that goes on with your health maybe, and that you're trying to correct. And again, I think that some of you could be discovering ways ways to correct your health by expanding. Basically, expansion would be like research, or finding a new doctor or going to a different doctor or something like that. The Three of Wands is just a card of expansion as well, so a lot of you could just be expanding. The other thing I'm getting here is that I feel like some of you could be kind of surprisingly moving, and I don't mean this like, oh, it's like some sort of big surprise. I just think that maybe right now you're not expecting to move, but like in the future, next year, I think, I don't feel like you're going to make this decision this year, but I feel maybe next year you're going to decide to move. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Four Swords, another card of healing. I mean, you have the Four Swords twice, so it makes sense to me that you are healing. Next, in the area of the what's coming in for you this time next year, you have this Badger Spirit. It says, be fearless, be bold. You always get these cards like the Queen of Wands. You have the Emperor here. These are all cards of boldness, and that is going to be your secret sauce. I'm sure I've said that before. You have this Vulture. It says, nothing is wasted. I really feel like you're being more efficient, which is another key word for the next 20 years, I believe, is efficiency. I like to look at all the past astrology that we've been through, mostly Saturn and Capricorn back in 2016. Then we've had Pluto and Capricorn. We've had all this, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. We've had tons of transits and things like that I think have really been pushing people to be efficient. And I always say, to me, astrology is like a wave. Yes, it's not 2016 anymore. Yes, Saturn is not in Capricorn anymore, but the energy is like a wave moving forward, and we can either get swallowed up and drown by the energy, or we can work with it. So I think that all those things that we've been through since probably 2012 or maybe even 2008, all those things that we've been through are adding up to something. What? I have no freaking clue. I still don't know. But what I would say is I think that the people who decide to be efficient in life and not waste energy on things that are a waste of time and become more efficient are going to be more successful, and that's definitely the energy I get here. You have the Nine of Wands, the Temperance card, and the Eight of Wands. The Nine of Wands is about not giving up. The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior, but he's also the card of perseverance. So I feel like continuing on in your journey and not giving up on the things that you're working on is going to be important. As always with you, Taurus, I think flexibility is going to be a benefit for you as well. And what I mean by flexibility is experimentation. Being willing to mix up your day or try new things is going to be very helpful. You have the Temperance card. The Temperance card can represent a transition. You have the Transition card in your next row, and you also have the Six of Swords. These are all cards that can represent some sort of transition that's happening in your life, or transformation, or a change that you're going to be experiencing. I feel this is a positive experience, whatever it is. Whatever this change is going to be very positive for you. I feel like there are some things that I can't see going on in your life. I don't claim to know everything. I definitely don't. And what I would say here is it's I just see you doing things that you are not expecting. Again, I'm not trying to be clickbait or anything, but let's say that you want to retire. This is the example I always use. It's next year I see that maybe some of you could be picking up a side hustle or a job, even if you think you're going to retire. It's something like that. And the other interesting thing is I feel like you're doing something, I don't know what word I want to use. It's you're doing something without expectations. I'll give you an example. There's this couple, this older couple on YouTube. They go and review restaurants. Why I watch them, I don't know. But I think it's because they're very genuine, right? And it's they're just this cute older couple that just goes and reviews restaurants. And it's just so genuine. And I think that's what it is. And I think that's the word that I want to use for you here, Taurus. I almost just said Gemini. Gemini might be important for you, Gemini energy. But what I would say is, if you're thinking about doing something like starting a YouTube channel, or it doesn't even have to be for money, it could just be something you're doing for fun. I think if you're doing things for more genuine reasons, that it's going to attract not only the right people into your life for whatever reason, but I think it's also going to just bring a really nice energy into your life and probably create a change. So, I would definitely something I would look into. You have this Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is quick success or quick conclusion. And, I think the energy is speeding up. I think, we have things whenever we have something that comes into the world that speeds up the energy, I think we feel like things are moving faster, like AI, for example. It's moving so quickly. I think that a side effect of that is that our lives feel like they're moving more quickly. And, I definitely get speed off of this Eight of Wands. Things could be happening fast. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Two of Wands. Yeah, I think everybody should take the lead right now in their life. I feel this is a very collective energy, the Two of Wands. We have to be leaders right now. We have to, take the lead and take control of our own life, even end with the Emperor. And the Emperor definitely could be a person, but I kind of feel the Emperor is you. I think that the Emperor is saying that you are more taking control of opportunities, or you're realizing that you have to make things a success. It's also kind of funny that you have the Five of Wands here. Sometimes I feel with the Five of Wands to the Emperor, what I would love to see in this reading to confirm this message is something like the Three of Pentacles, for example. Because I just get the feeling that some of you, it's like maybe you haven't been able to play nice with others, right? And I'm not saying you're like being a jerk to people or anything, but, I just get this feeling of this very independent feeling on the Two of Wands. And I think that if you're not the leader of something, that you're going to have a hard time. Especially if you're working on a project or whatever. Like if you put other people above you, it's going to be a challenge. I think maybe that's why I said Gemini, because I think Gemini gets the same message. So there you go. With the Temperance card, you have the Queen of Wands. Like I said, you always get these cards like Queen of Wands, King of Wands, the Emperor, stuff like that. These are all cards of really taking control. Again, nothing's going to just magically happen for you. And, I think that Taurus is definitely one of the signs that if you want something, you really have to make it happen. You have to be the one to kind of go hunt for the opportunities. Queen of Pentacles right here. The Queen of Pentacles is looking at this big pentacle, and it kind of, she's a card of resourcefulness, and she's focused on her resources, but we could say that that pentacle is an opportunity that she went and found. It's like, I don't think anything's going to magically happen for you, which is true for everyone, but, again, I think that if you're like waiting for someone to come, give you a raise like your boss, or if you're waiting for the opportunity of love to magically appear on your couch next to you, it's not going to happen. I think that, squeaky wheel gets a grease. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Sun. A lot of Sun energy, which is good. Very surprising to me, just based off of the world. But the Sun is happiness, joy, peace, positive energy. So pretty much everyone's had the Sun, I think, in this set of readings so far. And, the Sun is just a really great energy. So things could be, could be turning around. Things could be improving over this year. And again, by this time next year, you could be feeling a lot more positive. You could be feeling a lot more light, or you could be feeling a lot more joy, which is great. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this revisit card and this transition card. I feel that the fixed signs need to think about like where they thought their life would be by this time. So like we're talking about the future here, so you're gonna have to project yourself into the future with this energy. But it's like, what did you think you would be when you grew up? What did you think, how did you think your life would look? And I feel that there could be some correction or need to correct things that are out of balance, or if I think it's almost like this reading is saying like, it doesn't matter how old you are, even if you think you missed out on things. I feel this is saying like, no, you didn't. You can still have the things that you thought you would have. You might have to work for it, but I think you can have it. And I feel this is encouraging you to kind of revisit your dreams and make the changes necessary to make it happen. You have the Six of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Five of Wands. The Six of Swords is about moving on to calmer shores. It's about, heading towards improvement. So definitely could be some big improvements coming in for you between now and this time next year. I also see you like, for those of you that work, there was a weird work message here. I kind of just delivered in the last row, but it's like, I feel like some of you are maybe focusing in on a skill. It's like, I think you need to also look at like 2023, 2024. It's like, was there anything you did that was like maybe a part of your job that you could make your entire job? And I know that's a vague message, but that's what I'm getting. It's like there might be a certain part, there might be a certain thing that you do and that you would really love to do more of. And I kind of feel that's what's happening here. That's kind of a weird message, but again, that's what I'm getting. You have the Queen of Pentacles, definitely an increase in your resources. So, I think you're going to have to take some risks to increase your resources. This could be through putting yourself out there, asking for a raise or a promotion, starting that business idea, or, writing that book that you want to write, or whatever it is. I think you're going to have to do it, but, I feel pretty good about this Queen of Pentacles. You have the Five of Wands. Again, don't compare yourself to the competition, but definitely a good card for learning from the competition. These people are using sticks to fight. They're not using swords. So, it's a really good card. Really, it is a card of education. It's not really a card of conflict or anything like that. It can say that you've experienced a conflict or you've experienced some sort of challenge, but it's still pretty good. With the Six of Swords, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is a card of material success on the horizon, so definitely improvements in your finances. I'm pretty sure all three Earth signs have had, similar messages about improving their finances. It could be the fact that Pluto is leaving Capricorn. I think with Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto will be leaving in November of 2024, if you're watching this in the future, on the 19th of November. And, Pluto in Capricorn, sometimes I feel it's like that, like kind of getting ahead, but like never feeling like you're not really getting ahead. And so with having Pluto leaving Capricorn, I think people can finally kind of get ahead. And, that might be what the Eight of Pentacles is saying. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is about being spoiled for choice, having a lot of options, and I feel that you are kind of focusing in on your options, and like I feel like you need to look at the options you have, especially in work or business. I think you have a lot of opportunities to improve your finances, even if you're retired. Like I said, like maybe you could pick up a side hustle, or maybe you could start a restaurant review channel, like I just said, or something like that. But again, I think you're weighing up your options in life. With the Five of Wands, you have the Nine of Cups. Yes, wish fulfillment or some sort of fulfillment coming in for you. I also feel like you're a better energetic match to the things that you desire to have in your life. So because you're matching better with the energy, I think things are improving. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this TikTok card and this Come to the Edge card. Yes, I think coming up in the good stuff, but the Come to the Edge card really says that it's time for you to kind of like push yourself to that point where you'd normally give up. And, I feel for a lot of you, you are doing that, and I feel this is causing improvements. The TikTok card says, I don't think it's saying time is running out, but I do feel like you are getting better opportunities, and I would grab on to those opportunities, especially, like I said, in work or business with the TikTok card. You have the Emperor, the Seven something here, the Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and the Hermit. The Emperor is about you really taking control or taking the lead. It wouldn't surprise me at all, like if by this time next year you have some sort of leadership role or a leadership position in your current job or your business or something like that. And, I feel like you feel more in control. I feel very calm in this reading and I haven't felt that all of 2024. So I felt kind of on edge all of 2024. And so there could just be like this nice calm energy. He's very calm. He's just sitting here waiting for an opportunity. He has this armor on underneath his cloak, which says that he's ready to go at a moment's notice. And so he doesn't feel, stressed out. And also he's very confident. So he knows that if an opportunity presents itself or if he has to go into battle, he can do it very easily. He's not really, going to struggle on, with his battle or, it does, again, I don't want to make this sound like a bad thing because it's not. I think this is an opportunity. You have the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. Yes, wherever you have felt stuck, I kind of feel like you're setting yourself free with the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like you're a much better judge of situations as well. With the Seven of Pentacles is what this is saying. It's like you're much more able to be able to see whether or not something is worth it or not. I feel like you have a much better vision on, what's going to work and what's not going to work. And this goes for everything, any opportunity that could be coming in for you. So I feel like you're not wasting time next year, which is great. You have the Hermit as well. The Hermit, I think a lot of people have been withdrawn and have been learning things. So now you are probably coming out of Hermit mode. We even have it right next to the Five of Wands. And so a lot of you could be kind of stepping into the light. Next, with the Emperor, you have the Judgment card and the Queen of Pentacles. Both wanted to come out here. So the Queen of Pentacles is like an opportunity. I feel that's not really what the Queen of Pentacles represents, but intuitively, I feel like she is looking at that opportunity in front of her. And the Judgment card is about releasing your old life and stepping into your new life. So a lot of you could be stepping into new energies with that. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is like basically everything you want and desire, which is great. I feel like you are feeling much more fulfilled. I get this feeling of a lot of things happening next year. It's like, I don't even know what I want to say here for you, Taurus, but, it's like I feel like there are it's like a chunk of things is happening in a short period of time. It's like if you have children, for example, it's like like maybe nothing has been happening in your life, maybe nothing has been happening in your children's life, but like all of a sudden I think like even your family is experiencing rapid growth. It's like maybe you have family members that are like all getting married all at once, or like having children all of a sudden. It's like I see like big life shifts happening in your life. And this could include family, it could include anything, but it's like I see all these big shifts happening. And the Ten of Pentacles is a great card. It's like everything. So I feel for a lot of you there just could be a lot of these little things, although like having children and getting married and stuff is considered a big thing. I think there are all these little things happening in your life, and I feel like these things are bringing like happiness and joy and just good feelings into your life with the Ten of Pentacles. So I kind of feel like that's more about family. With the Hermit, you have the Hermit. And so definitely I feel a lot of you need to that's not going to focus, but I feel like you need to get out into the world more with the Hermit. I think it could be a very social time for you next year as well. And so, yeah, it just looks amazing. You have this Cup card. It says you should accept valid criticism. I think this is about things that are not working and, looking at reflections. Like if I were a fixed sign, I have barely any fixed energy in my chart, but, if I were, the thing that I would really be looking at is the reflections. Like what are the situations in my life? What are they reflecting to me? And that would be the easiest way to like heal, to overcome issues, to move past challenges. And again, don't be too mean to yourself, but I would definitely look at the things that are happening in your life and say like, how is this a reflection on me? And again, don't blame yourself, but just look at it. You have this Tears of Remorse card. It says or Teardrops. It says great personal sorrow on it. I'm thinking of another card. So again, some of you, it's like, I kind of feel this is about needing to push it, needing to not regret something happening. You have the Staff card. It says you will be taken care of in difficult times. I feel like I feel like it has been difficult times, like I said, since like 2008, 2012. Since then, that time till now, it's been a little bit of a hamster wheel. And I feel like you're kind of getting off the hamster wheel with this card. You have this chair filled. It says someone new is entering into your life. So for those of you that want love, you have the Page of Pentacles. Could be a new person. Not really a love reading, but again, obviously a lot will happen between now and this time next year. So definitely could be a new connection. And you have this great happiness card. Really, I think that's what the whole entire reading is talking about. It's like we see this fulfillment, especially on that Ten of Pentacles. I've never really felt that way about the Ten of Pentacles, where it's like, I feel like the Ten of Pentacles could be talking a little bit about you, but for some reason I feel like it's more talking about things happening around you, which, obviously if you put yourself in a good environment, like good things happening around you, then, good things will happen for you as well. But, again, I kind of feel there's just this happiness in this reading. Really good reading here, Taurus. Love it. Thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your year.